your online digital habits are wrecking your life and your ability to attract a mate, especially if you're a young male. You're hooked into video games, social media, TikTok, shorts, bottomless content feeds, OnlyFans, pornography. That's like seven different dependencies you have going on, and that's just on the online digital world. So who knows if you have any in real life addictions too. If you add substances or drugs and alcohol to that, good luck. It's game over. No, I'm kidding. It's not game over, because I was in that position. I had all those addictions and more. You name it, I probably tried it. I've suffered over 20 years in active addiction, and I'm currently 1 year sober from drugs, from alcohol, and from porn, and from sex, and from digital distractions. I quit social media, I quit video games, I was heavy into video games, I got rid of my video game consoles, and now I'm living my best life. Jokes aside, living free from these digital distractions, which hook its tendrils into us and keep us numbed, I can't explain how good it feels to be untethered to the digital world. So if you're addicted to these different digital dependencies, you're creating a dopamine dependency to an external stimulus that the in real life counterpart, aka a girlfriend, will never compete with, especially if you're hooked onto porn, anime, hentai, whatever is out there today. It's ruining your ability to perform and function sexually as a male, and not just sexually, but also in terms of social pairing and social bonding. You're not going to be able to bond with a partner if you're hooked to these digital screens and getting your release through digital dopamine, because when you release to a screen, you're stimulating the release of oxytocin and prolactin, which stimulate or simulate a signal to the brain and your body that you've just procreated, and these neurochemicals are meant to create a pair bond between you and your partner. So if you're releasing to a digital screen or a digital device like your phone, a laptop, a computer, well, your body is going to start developing a physical pair bonding with whatever it is that you're releasing to, because it thinks it's your mate, it thinks it's your partner. That's what you're releasing to. And these neurochemicals, they don't differentiate. They don't know that it's not a real woman who's next to you. They don't realize that it's just a screen and some artificial stimuli that's releasing these chemical messengers to signal that you've just had sex and you've reached the biological imperative of procreating and promoting the survival of the species. Our chemicals in our brains don't know the difference, and especially with the mirror neurons don't differentiate between whether we see something happening or whether something is happening to us. So if we see something happening to other people, such as watching people have sex on a screen, our mirror neurons cannot differentiate whether we're having the sex or it's someone else outside of us having the sex. Pair that with the neurochemicals that are released after secreting the sexual fluids that men release. Well, we're creating a sense where we're artificially replacing the need for a real woman. That's what we're doing. We're replacing the need for a real woman. So why would you ever want to go and get a girlfriend when you're satiating yourself, and on a biological, physiological perspective, you're tricking your body into thinking that you're mating and you're successful. So your body, your physiological response is going to be one that signals that you're not a fertile mate, because you already have a mate, so you don't need to go find one. You're not going to be motivated. You're not going to have the energy and drive. You're satiated. So it's the wolf that's hungriest gets the lamb, or gets the game, right? So if you don't have that hunger, if you don't leave yourself unsatiated, you're not going to have that drive to go out and find a woman. So the dependency on the digital dopamine is ruining your chance of ever finding a girlfriend. And it's the porn and all these different dopamine distractions on social media and shorts. The brain rot, it's desensitizing your brain. So it's down regulating It's down-regulating the dopamine receptors in your brain, so you stop producing as much dopamine to endogenous or to internal intrinsic responses or intrinsic sources or drives. So now you've made yourself dependent on an external source for your dopamine, so your brain signals that you don't need to produce as much dopamine without the external stimulus, because it knows that you have that external stimulus that will trigger the release. So down regulates the production of dopamine in the dopamine receptors, and you become desensitized. And that's why, especially with online porn, you need more extreme versions of the porn to get the same feeling or the same effect or same high. And it is a high. Don't kid yourself. It is a high. You're desensitizing yourself. You're limiting your ability to pair bond with a mate. You're stopping yourself from physiologically signaling that you are ready to mate and that you want a mate, because you're satiating yourself all the time. So you're never giving yourself the time to produce the hormones and the pheromones that will help make you, on a biological level, more susceptible or more inclined to find a mate and to attract a mate. The nonverbal communication and the nonverbal cues, you need to stop it. I mean, it's just, you got to realize that this is not how humans were meant to mate and to procreate. Like, we're replacing the natural relationship, the mating, the courting process with these digital replacements, these digital distractions and digital dopamines. So I hope this video finds you well. And if you made it this far, give me a like and subscribe. If you want more, check out this video here.